I might have said the wrong play. I'm not too sure, but there was just some communication errors on that. Yeah, it wasn't intentional. I was just trying to get the play out to the guys, and just try to make sure everyone was going in the right spots. But just the miscommunication with the entirety of the play is sort of what went wrong with that interception. I think it stems from me trying to spit the formation out to the guys, the motions, and then when we do break, me realizing how much time I have, and then just sending guys already. And there's times where we gotta wait for guys to get set so that one takes the ball, one gets off, and then motions, and those were kind of the mishaps with that today. We offensively, we just didn't capitalize on our opportunities, and we were killing ourselves with a lot of the penalties that had happened off of explosive plays.
Tua Tagovailoa should leave the Miami Dolphins at the end of this season. I definitely don't want him to leave, but perhaps he should. You see, a good portion of the Miami Dolphins fan base, they don't deserve him. This fan base, with so many wannabe fans, simply don't deserve, with their insanity, to have Tua Tagovailoa as QB1 anymore. Short of winning a Super Bowl, there's no satisfying the manic psychos that are embedded in the Miami Dolphins fan base. I simply couldn't imagine living my life wrapped around the fortunes or misfortunes of a sports team. It seems the only thing that matters to these people is the final score, and their lives are ruined or enhanced because of a win or a loss. They simply refuse to grasp and understand the complexities and nuances of Mike McDaniel's first season as a head coach and the offense that he's implemented. You think I'm lying? If they did, they would understand everything that Tua Tagovailoa says right here.
I might have said the wrong play. I'm not too sure, but there was just some communication errors on that. Yeah, it wasn't intentional. I was just trying to get the play out to the guys, and just try to make sure everyone was going in the right spots. But just the miscommunication with the entirety of the play is sort of what went wrong with that interception. I think it stems from me trying to spit the formation out to the guys, the motions, and then when we do break, me realizing how much time I have, and then just sending guys already. And there's times where we gotta wait for guys to get set so that one takes the ball, one gets off, and then motions, and those were kind of the mishaps with that today.
But the nut jobs over on Twitter, they don't get it. They want it all here and now. They're the type of people who put food in the microwave and are pissed they have to wait 30 seconds for it to heat up. It's unfortunate that these nuggets of insight seem to fly completely over their heads. I've never seen anything like it in all of my years of playing and observing sports. So many of the Miami Dolphins fans are seriously psychologically affected by what happens on the field. Maybe it's gambling. Maybe it's Twitter. Maybe it's the lack of a real life. But whatever it is, it's far from normal behavior. I'll be the first to admit, yes, the Miami Dolphins have some issues, some real issues that they need to solve. But this level of psychosis is way over the top. Tua Tagovailoa threw 3 interceptions and he fumbled, and 3 interceptions came in the fourth quarter while they were trying to win the game. But I wonder if you know this. Lamar Jackson once threw 4 interceptions in a game. Tom Brady threw 4 interceptions 6 different times. Patrick Mahomes, all-world Patrick Mahomes, had 3 games where he's thrown 3 interceptions. And the highly revered Dan Marino threw 5 interceptions in a game multiple times. But when you tell people these stats, they think you're comparing Tua to these guys instead of understanding that shit happens. Bottom line, nothing is going to satisfy these nut jobs. They want Tua gone. So I wouldn't blame him if he said, yeah, okay, I'm out of here. But here's a fact for you. No one else is coming. The Dolphins don't have any viable draft picks to find another quarterback. Stephen Ross doesn't have the available balance in his checkbook to go out and sign a top free agent, if there is one. But watch what happens. Pretty soon you're going to hear the chants, if you haven't heard them already, for Lamar Jackson or Jimmy G to come to South Florida. Never mind the fact that Lamar Jackson has won one playoff game in his career. One. Jimmy G has fared better. He was up in New England, but he's 31 years old. How much gas you think he's got left in the tank? And by the way, both Jimmy G and Lamar Jackson are out. They're both injured. And by some chance, if the planets aligned and Lamar Jackson found his way to South Florida, you're going to be in the same situation you are now. You have a quarterback that would have to learn a completely new offensive system. So if he doesn't win the Super Bowl in year one, they're going to want him gone too. I'm not sure why people need to be reminded of this, but they obviously do. Although Tua has been with the Dolphins for 3 years, this essentially is his rookie year. Year one, he was in complete rehabilitation from a catastrophic injury. Year two, he played under a coach that openly tried to destroy him. And now year three, he's playing under a new head coach, a rookie head coach, with a completely new offensive scheme. And for some reason, 17 weeks into the season, plus 4 weeks of training camp and then OTAs, they still don't have their communication down pat. I guess that's to be expected with a really complex offensive scheme that Mike McDaniel has implemented. People who truly understand the game of football understand what all of that means. Rookie head coach, new offensive scheme, young quarterback who's never played in this system. You get it? People trying to get rent money from FanDuel? Nah, they don't understand that. And I don't have time for them any longer. If you're turning your back on Tua, good for you. Good riddance. I'm not wallowing in that pond. And for those real fans out there who are still riding with Tua Tagovailoa as QB1, join me tomorrow on Tua Tuesday. Just go ahead and click here and get notified when I go live tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Talk to you soon. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?